All right, so here we are, up and away. So the problem here is that the handle here is broken. I don't know if it's actually broken. It could have been that maybe the screws fell out and I have to fish them out and screw it back together. But the only way to find out is to start taking this apart. So let's go ahead and take this apart and see what we find. All right, I got the cover off. So this handle lost its screws. This little plate here looks like it's broken. It looks like it broke right there. So if you look down here, you can see where it's sort of supposed to go right there, and it looks like it broke off. So, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna screw it back together. I only fished out 2 screws from here, so I'm just gonna put 1 screw in the corner here and 1 screw in that bottom corner right here. And I need to order some parts for this, and then we'll have to replace it completely. So let's get it together. It's just a handle. It'll hold with just 2 screws, and then we'll order the parts that we need and replace it and rebuild it better. Simple problem. Let's do it. All right, so it's back together. I had to put the screws at the top because I couldn't reach all the way at the bottom. I know that's not really the way it's supposed to be. I should at least have 1 in each corner. That way it makes it more stable versus the top. But I would have to remove this whole bottom piece to be able to get a screw in that little corner down there. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. Problem is that there is a lot more broken in here than what I think. Besides this plate being broken, I think the plate down at the bottom is broken as well. So I think it's okay for now. I think the handle will be good. You know, I mean, they're gonna probably mess it up a little bit more, but that's okay because it's just supposed to last until I get my parts in. I'm gonna go ahead and order all new parts right here, possibly even maybe a whole nother gun, and just replace it. If you're wondering why I don't have the grips on and there's just these parts, the grips I cut off. They were getting really rubbery, stretchy, and falling apart and stuff like that. And the cost of the grips, I thought they were a little much. And I said to myself, I don't really think I need the grips. They could just grip onto that, and that's good enough. So, anyways, we're gonna order some parts. Let's order the parts and wait for them to come in, and then we'll install them. All right, so we are back at Up and Away. Yep, Up and Away. Yeah, we got the parts in. We're going to replace this. This lasted quite some time, but it's all messed up again. Well, not as bad as it was before, but it's pretty bad again. So we're going to go ahead and dismantle the whole entire thing and replace, I guess, the housing. This is what everything would attach to, so that way you use the game. So, all right, let's just start taking it apart and clean a few things, get rid of a few things. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Let's get busy. Oh boy, all right, so you know how you come back to a game to finish doing the little job and you come back to it and it's even worse than before. So my little light that plugged into here, kind of started fixing it, but I had to, I don't know what happened, it got crushed or something, but it definitely shorted itself out, being crushed somehow in here, so I have to figure out how to repair it. I will repair it, it's gonna be easy, but then of course this is messed up and that one looks like it's got a hole in it, so I've got some new hoses. We'll replace these bad boys and get that out of the way. But yeah, man, this thing, it's like just disgusting in here. I'm gonna go get my blower. There's a freaking fingernail in there. What? Where's the rest of her? Anyways, so let's just clean this up a little bit and do the best we can and get this bad boy back up and running. But anyways, back to this gun, you know, and you need to take it off. So you have to take that bottom plate off. You remove the hose, you remove this piece right here, which goes right here, and then there's this clip right here that you have to take out in order to remove the gun the rest of the way. So let's go ahead and remove that clip and get the gun out, and then, you know, I don't know, do something in here, I guess. All right, got that clip out, got the gun out. Now I can finish taking it apart. Remember, when you take it apart, you have this washer here. It might just fall out and fall in there, and you know, you might forget about it. Remember to grab it and, you know, reuse it. Anyways, let's finish taking it apart. We can flip it over and take the rest of the screws out and stuff like that, and get this done with. So let's finish up. All right, it's all taken apart. Not as broken as I thought it was, so it's still only that one side that's broken right there. So now all that's left is to go ahead and transfer the actual air piece, this piece right here, take that off and put it onto the new one. That's gonna be fun. So let's take that off and put it on that one, and then start putting it back all together, and then we'll have to find some screws to kind of put everything back together. There's a lot of missing screws. I was able to fish this out, but this is kind of broken, so I'll have to fix that. A lot of stuff to do on this bad boy. All right, let's get done. All right, so I fixed my little light here. I sort of soldered the wires and used heat shrink and fixed it back and everything. I'm not sure if you can see it. Anyways, yep, so I'm still trying to find hardware. I got my loose hardware here that I'm going to use to put everything back together. So got the light back on. Make sure you put the wire for the light through the back. There's like a little section on the underside of this. It's not going to lay on this side of it. It's going to lay underneath. It's going to go through the little hole up there. Otherwise, you'll have a hard time trying to get it back. Actually, you can see it better down here. That's exactly what I mean. So the little cable has to go through that little tiny section right there, and then plug into the LED light that's there, and then you can screw everything down together right here. So we're almost there. You know, let's just go ahead and finish putting everything back together. At the same time, finding screws to put everything back together with. So let's get her done. All right, so we are getting there. So everything is back together here. Everything is tight. I found some screws to use. So now the next thing to do is take it all back apart because we forgot to put the handles on. So yeah. So yeah, I got to take it apart so I can put the handles back on. So, let me do that right quick. Okay, now that we have the handles back on, we can continue with putting on the rest of everything. So put the boot on, the little skirt, put the bolts, put it all back together. Don't forget the washer. And yeah, we'll continue to put this bad boy together and get it working. Let's finish. All right, so we're just about done here. Everything is together, everything is tight. Got the spacer in there. Let's see if I can pull this bad boy out again real quick. Oh boy. Okay. The reason I wanted to pull it out is because I wanted to show you down in here. So you see the plug that I have there, it's going through that little hole that's there. You don't want it going that way or that way. You want it going through that little hole that's right there. That way it saves the cable from being damaged. That's probably what happened. I might have mistakenly had it going the wrong way, and yeah, you know, mistakes happen. So make sure it goes through that little tiny hole there. That way you can try to save your plug. All right, so let's get it all back together, put that washer back on there, and then finish it up. All right, got the clip on. We got to put the bottom piece on. We're not going to put the hose on yet because I'm going to replace that hose. So let's just go ahead and put this piece on and finish putting the gun back together, at least the top part of it, so we can have that part done. So, all right, let's continue on. All right, well, I got that light working, but oh my God, it is kind of dim. I mean, look how bright that one is. Yeah, I might have to replace this light. It's fine, you know. It probably got shorted out somehow and damaged itself. Not a big deal. But at least it's fixed and working. I'll probably have to take it apart again just to replace that LED light. But hey, that's part of the game. So let's finish up. Okay, so we're pretty much almost done. Everything is closed, everything is screwed, everything is tight. All we need to do is change that hose, or maybe see if the hose is long enough to get to the actual spout. You know, if we can get to that hole, we don't really need to replace the hose. So let me see if I need to replace it. If I need to replace it, I will. If not, I will just cut that end and then shove it on there and be done with this game. So let me see what we got. All right, so I checked the hose to see if I had enough, and yeah, I had enough, so I just cut that bad part off. Best thing to do, besides forcing it onto the tube here, get yourself a heat gun and heat the opening up you have to hold it, heat it up for a good few minutes. It'll become real nice and soft, and then you can shove that hose right on there. And you will have to hold it on there for a few more minutes to let it cool down. It still feels a little warm, but it's definitely cooled enough to not have, not stretch out and stuff like that. So try not to overheat it, but make sure you heat it up enough to get it on. Anyways, it's on there. It's nice and tight. All that's left to do is actually go ahead and test the game itself. So let's go ahead and coin it up and give it a test, see what happens. All right, we coined it up. It's working fine. It's blowing from the balls. Let's see if I can get a couple in there. I got one, I know that. Anyways, game is working, also good to go. Yeah, it wasn't that hard, but it was a pain in the butt to get everything working. And yeah, I hope this video helps, and thanks for watching.
You're almost there.